And welcome back to another video here on Sam's Crafted Castle. And today, personally, I'm very proud of myself because I'm actually using a Gina K Designs kit kind of on time. This kit is still available, I believe. It should still be available when you see this video. And yeah, I'm actually using it on time. I'm quite proud of myself. Anyway, ever since I saw the stamp set, I have been dying to do some ink blending and emboss resisting with it. So we're going to get to that in a minute, but that's the vibe behind today's video, I guess. These are the new ephemera sheets that came in the kit, and I just wanted to take a second to talk about them and how to use them, because I think they're really cool. I am not usually an ephemera girly. I'm not going to lie, that's not usually my scene. A few kits ago, though, in the spring, Gina had a kit that had ephemera in it, and I surprisingly managed to use all of it, and I was quite impressed with myself. Well, this time, in true Gina K fashion, she's taken it up a step and added these ephemera sheets and this die plate. So basically the idea is you can line up the die with the circles on the corner of the paper and cut all of the entire sheet of ephemera in one go. So I cut out 2 to get through these 2 cards I'm going to make today. And I ended up actually cutting out a third one because I came up with a bonus card at the end of today's video. So now I am just doing some ink blending. And I'm using the 6 new colors in the kits. There's 2 new sets of purples in the kits. They are light, medium, and dark, which are great for ink blending or layering stencils or stamps. There's also a layering stencil in this kit, which I don't use in this video, but we might visit that again someday. We'll see. What else did I have to say? I think that's it. So I'm just using the orchids now to blend out. We're going to do some heat embossing, because like I said, I was in the mood to do some emboss resist, and I'm trying this in 2 different ways. So this card, I am basically ink blending my background like I would want to. So I have the dark orchid at the top, into the medium orchid, into the light orchid, and I'm going to use my static tool thing and wipe that off and stamp it inverse mark, and I'm actually going to do the static tool twice because I forgot I did it. So I'm doing this one this way, and then the next one, which is going to be in the lilac colors, what I do is I blend the light lilac all over the background, do my emboss resist and embossing, heat embossing, all that stuff, and then ink blend over with the dark, medium, light vibe that I'm going for with the background. And I'm also going to use in a minute, you'll see it, the Brutus Monroe Rainbow Sparkle Embossing Powder. It's such a pretty subtle background, and I'll admit the camera doesn't do a great job picking it up. So hopefully it shows up a little bit better in the pictures. I just took them and haven't edited them yet, so I don't know how the pictures came out. But hopefully the pictures come out okay, and you can kind of see the pretty sparkle that comes from this embossing powder in the very subtle background. Personally, I like the lilac one better, so let me know in the comments below. Do you like the orchid one, which is the more pink background, or do you like the lilac background better? And I do use different stamps. The stamp I'm using here, I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a leaf. But it reminded me of like a paisley pattern, so I decided to use it that way, or I guess that's what I was going for. It doesn't really look like that, and I'm not a paisley fan, so I didn't really know what I was trying to do, if I'm being honest, but it still looks really cool, and, you know, it's a leaf, but it just looks like a cool pattern in the background. Also, I don't actually make fall cards out of these, because I needed some birthday cards. I have a ton of birthdays coming up in October, and I needed to get some birthday cards done. So we get fall-ish birthday cards today so that I could give them away in September and October. And maybe into November. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, I kind of sped through that really quick because I wanted to talk about some upcoming things on the channel. I missed last week's video because life just got crazy. Actually, I think I missed 2 weeks of videos because life just got crazy. I know you guys know how that goes. And looking ahead, I'm in for a very busy end of the year into beginning of next year. I have a family member who is getting married in March of next year, and I've agreed to help them with some projects on for their wedding, which I'm super, super excited for, but it is going to take up some time. So, I'm saying now that I think I'm going to go back to my old every other week video schedule for a while. Probably at least until March or April of next year. It's not exactly the move I wanted to make, but just knowing what I have coming and knowing that fall in general is a bit of a fall and winter in general is a bit of a struggle bus for me anytime. I think the best thing I can do is try to alleviate some of the pressure off and go to every other week for a while. And then hopefully in the springtime we'll be back to our regular every week thing. And I'm not going to say it's for sure going to be every week, because every other week, because I think I still want to attempt to do a video every week. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, but just saying, there's a good chance videos are going to drop off to every other week for a while. I feel like fall and winter holiday time gets real crazy for everybody, so I hope you'll understand. And again, thank you. I know we've been jumping subscribers a lot. I think we're almost at 250. I think last time I looked, which was actually like 2 days ago, I think we were at 240, so 10 more and we'll be at 250. So we're still growing, so I hate having to step back a little bit here, but I think just to keep my head on straight, keep making videos that I am proud of and happy with, I gotta cut it back a little bit. So I'm gonna try really hard to do every other week, but I don't know if we're gonna see every week again for a while. So yeah, and the other thing is we are only about 3 weeks away, I think, from when you're watching this video, maybe even 2 weeks away from when you're watching this video, of the next Crop and Create event. That will be the entirety of October videos. So that's one way I'm hoping to at least be able to keep to every other week, if not every week, through November and December. At the very least is by taking October and making October all Crop and Create videos, and then having, essentially then that means I get the entire month of October to work on other videos, which will hopefully help me get ahead, that we may see less missing videos into that Christmas, winter, early spring, me helping with wedding things time. So, again, I'm very, very excited. They have some really cool things planned, and I'm hoping to maybe be able to show them off in a video. I don't know. We'll see. I have to talk to them. And it's nothing too super complicated because, again, it's mass producing. It's a wedding. A lot of things, so I don't know how much I'll be able to, like, film. But, if you follow me on Instagram, for sure, I mean, the wedding's not till March, but for sure on Instagram, when the wedding rolls around, I will try to remember to post pictures in my story or on my grid. Where are we at in the video? I stopped paying attention. Or it's ink blending. So I just finished doing all the embossing, and now I am just going over, this is the lilac one, so I'm just going over and ink blending the dark lilac, the medium lilac. I stuck the brush in the wrong color. It's this whole thing is kind of a mess. If you were paying more attention to the video than I was, you probably just saw me spill embossing powder all over the place too. And earlier I dropped my Versamark pad. I remember that from when I edited this before I filmed the voiceover. So yeah, it's kind of, but you know what? These are the things that happen in the craft room. So there you go. So this says, you can kind of see a little bit better when I zoom in here. I'm just trying to get you guys to be able to see that sparkle. Speaking of sparkle, I needed to put greetings on these, and I decided that it was foil time because I have these really pretty purple foils. So the first one I did, this one here, is actually a discontinued product from Gina K Design. She used to have her own exclusive Gina K Designs line of foil mates. She also has a line with Thermoweb, but these used to be like her exclusive to her store line of them, and she has since discontinued them, but I still have a ton of them, so I'm trying to use them up. So I foiled that with my Mink, and I forget the name of the foil, but it'll be down in the description below. And I just ink blended over that with the light orchid ink again, just to sort of make it match the background. I had this craft stitched rectangle in my stash of pre-cut pieces, which I am also very proud of myself for getting through those, because I could not close the box a couple weeks ago, and I can close the box now. So that is good. That is a step forward in my using things up and not hoarding things. I don't really hoard my pre-cut stuff. It was like I always had so many scraps that I was like, well, maybe if I just pre-die cut them into shapes, I will use them, and so far that hasn't worked for me. I'm really, really bad at using my scraps because I never ever have the right color that I need. So then I just go find the right color. So I'm trying to be better about that. But this came out pretty good. And then I got to use the ephemera because then I did this part. And I was like, it still needs something. I need a drink. Hold on. Anyway, I'm back. It still needed something, so I used the ephemera to fill in a little decorative kind of bouquet thing on the corner. And that's that. That's it for this card. The one thing I love about Emboss Resist is it makes really easy, simple cards. My dad thinks that embossing is like the craziest technique in the world, and it's actually what I'm planning on doing on some of the wedding stuff I'm working on. And like my cousin, I didn't even show him how it works. It's his wedding. And he just thought it was, like, the coolest thing. I mean, at least his fiancée seemed like she kind of got the idea. But they're going to come over once the wedding gets closer and help with little bits of it. So I'm kind of excited for them to see how heat embossing actually works. And speaking of that, the other thing, too, I'm very worried about my heat gun. Oh, let me talk about this foiling first. The other card, I used the Gina Designs birthday something adhesive transfers from Thermoweb. I have another video on these. I am thoroughly in love with these things. I think they're amazing, and I wish Thermoweb would give me Christmas ones, but then again, it's only like mid-September-ish, not even really yet. It's still kind of early September, so I'm still hopeful that maybe, just maybe, we'll still get Christmas ones this year, but I am in love with these things. They're so easy to use, and they give me great results every time, even using this, like, kind of really, really old purple foil I have. This is just the Deco Foil Purple, I know that, and the other one is called Amethyst something, I don't remember the actual name of it. But yeah, that's that. And then, so, wedding stuff. So they're coming over, and this is my question for you guys, because when I was doing the heat embossing on this card, I think my embossing gun is on its way out. Maybe not, maybe, again, same thing here. Actually, this one I decided not to do the actual ink blending on, and I just inked the edges, because I like the way the white looks on the lighter purple card. But my heat tool, my embossing tool, is definitely on its way out. It is very old. I've had it for a very long time. And it's not dead yet, but it's starting to smell burnt and funky when I use it. And I just, depending on how many of these projects I have to do for the wedding, I'm worried that it will burn out. And I don't want it to burn out in the middle of that. So I'm thinking about getting another one just to have on hand. If my cousin and his fiance come over, they can help. You know, if my blue embossing tool stays nice enough and doesn't die on me, then I can have one of them help more easily. Because I do have the Ranger, like, heated one, but that's not as good for embossing as the actual, like, heat tool. Like, you know what I'm talking about. And so I'm curious is, what embossing tool or whatever do you have in your craft room? I know, from what I've seen, I feel like the top tier one is, like, the Wagner one, which I'm kind of thinking is probably the way I'll go. But I'm just curious what other people have and what you guys use and what you guys like. So let me know in the comments down below. So that's 2 questions for the comments today. Lilac card or orchid card, pink card or purple card, and what heat embossing tool do you like that I should check out to possibly replace mine, or just to have a second one, because I'm really, really terrified my one's going to die, because I've had it for a long time, and I'm just nervous that it'll die. So this is the bonus card for the day. I was looking at the leftover ephemera I had, and I went, it would be really cute if I turned this into a frame. That would be adorable. And I had this piece left over from a card I did a while back, maybe like 2 months ago now. And no, it probably was only about a month ago. It was the one that I will try to remember to link it. I sometimes forget to do that though, but hopefully I remember. And it was another card I did with an MFT frame die that I had. I think I did it sometime in August, probably early August. And no, maybe? Yeah, I probably did it in early August. And anyway, I had this piece left over from cutting that out, and I was like, you know what would be fun is if I glue the ephemera around this and make like a frame out of the ephemera. This was not originally planned for the part to be part of this video, but I decided I wanted to give it a try, and that's why you'll notice the camera's a little shaky and a little weird, and the mink is still sitting out because all of a sudden I was like, I'm just going to film this and try it and see if I like it. And I really, really loved it. And it's such an easy thing to do. You technically probably don't even need to have like the actual like frame piece like I have here. You could just do this on like directly on your card base if you wanted to. For me, it was just easier to do it this way. And I also had the frame piece chilling in my scrap, in my pre-cut things box because I liked how the ink blending was on this, and I was like, I know, it's like I covered the whole thing up, but because the leaves and stuff don't cover perfectly the frame, I liked having the ink blending behind it because you can still see bits and pieces of the color. And I do end up having to cut. I was so annoyed when I did this. This is just a funny, like, story. I was so annoyed when I did this because I got to the end, and I had space for 2 leaves, but I didn't have cut. So I ended up cutting a whole nother sheet of ephemera just because I needed 2 more leaves. But you know what? It all worked out in the end, and now I have some cut if I decide to pull from it later, although I'm almost done with fall crafting already, which is crazy to think about, but I really am almost done with them. So basically to finish this off, I just glue the frame down to a white card base, and then I will stamp a greeting in the middle. I might not even show you that because it's, again, this was meant to be a bonus card, and we're over where I usually like to keep my videos at anyway. So, I think that's it. I'm going to show you some pictures in a minute of all 3 cards, and that's it. So, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you again next time, and have a crafty day.